President Trump is convinced, he is convinced that we're on the verge of the most sweeping Middle East peace agreement in history. He insists that his plan will end the war in Gaza, bring all Israeli hostages back home very soon, and open the door for more Muslim countries to join the Abraham Accords. That would be amazing. But is he right? Or is he getting duped by Hamas, by Qatar, and by other merchants of mischief and deception in the Middle East? Is President Trump, as I said it earlier, is he living in fantasy land, hoping, dreaming, longing for a Nobel Peace Prize that he might never get? Or is he actually seeing what few others see? Look, let me be clear. There's no question that this is a high-stakes, high-stress, highly complicated, and hugely consequential moment in the Middle East, in the epicenter. And in a moment, I'm going to show you some important clips of what President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu have been saying, things that you need to pay attention to. But I want to tell you right up front that I am cautiously optimistic. Don't make any mistakes. There is going to be hardships and setbacks ahead, okay? But I believe that the prayers of millions, tens of millions of Christians are being answered. Prayers for peace, prayers for the end of this war. You've been praying, we've all been praying, and I believe we're seeing something dramatic. I believe that we're on the verge of a major breakthrough, not a massive disappointment. Now, again, in the coming days, hours, minutes, there may be tactical disappointments. And I can't tell you for sure whether the Trump peace plan will go as written, meaning will Hamas really lay down their arms and give up the hostages? Maybe that's what we're praying for. But it's also possible that God is going to harden the heart of the Hamas leadership, like God hardened Pharaoh's heart. And as the world says, let my people go, as Netanyahu says, let my people go, Hamas just won't do it. And Netanyahu will have to fully invade Gaza. That might happen. So let's be watching that carefully. I don't know. Maybe God wants Israel to fully invade Gaza City and fully vanquish Hamas without this peace plan kicking in as quickly as we want. Maybe. But I can tell you one thing for sure. President Trump is not furious with Prime Minister Netanyahu. The media is telling you that, and that Trump is using all kinds of vulgar language to blast Bibi behind the scenes. Trump denies it, and I don't even believe it. Yeah, sometimes they have issues with each other. But Trump is actually singing Bibi's praises as a bold warrior and a champion of peace. Take a look.
So today is a historic day for peace, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and I have just concluded an important meeting on many vital issues, including Iran, trade, the expansion of the Abraham Accords, and most importantly, we discussed how to end the war in Gaza, but it's just a part of the bigger picture, which is peace in the Middle East. And let's call it eternal peace in the Middle East. I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region. And I want to just say that my meetings and dialogue that we had with so many countries, Saudi Arabia as an example, the king is a phenomenal person. The Emir of Qatar, he's an incredible people. UAE, and that's MBZ and ABZ. We're totally involved. These are the people that we've been dealing with and who've been actually very much involved in this negotiation, giving us ideas, things they can live with, things they can't live with. Pretty complex. I mean, after 2,000, 3,000 years, whatever it is, I guess it's got to be a little complex, or it would have been done a long time ago.
Okay, now this is really important. What does Trump say will happen if Hamas either rejects the deal or doesn't follow through when they've said yes? Take a look.
If Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do. Everyone understands that the ultimate result must be the elimination of any danger posed in the region, and that danger is caused by Hamas.
Okay, Trump knows that Netanyahu does not want a Palestinian state. The text of the agreement says that it doesn't say that there will be a Palestinian state, but it acknowledges that that's what the Palestinians want, and that this could, if the peace plan works as written, if it really works, that it could lay the path to, clear the path, lay the groundwork for a future sovereign Palestinian state. Take a look at what Trump says at the press conference.
In our meeting today, Prime Minister Netanyahu was very clear about his opposition to a Palestinian state, and he continuously mentions October 7th, and I understand that. Most people do. And I understand and respect his position on many things, but what he's doing today is so good for Israel. I notice that they have large crowds gathering in Israel all the time, and they have my name up. They like me for whatever reason, maybe I don't know, but they do like me. But they say two things: please get the hostages back, and please end the war. They've had it. It's had it. So I think it's a very popular thing you do, because he's a warrior. He doesn't know about getting back to a normal way of life, but he is a warrior, and Israel's lucky to have him.
Okay, so there you see it. Trump acknowledges to the entire world that Israel's government under Netanyahu does not want a Palestinian state. But what does Trump do? Does he criticize Bibi for that? No. Twice, Trump lauds Netanyahu, praises him as a warrior. I want to take you through a few more clips of President Trump speaking about the elements of his vision for peace, his plan, and what Netanyahu says as well. But let's start with Trump doing something very, very important, challenging the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny. Take a look.
I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them. We're giving them responsibility for their destiny, fully condemn and prohibit terrorism and earn their way to a brighter future. They don't want the life that they've had. They've had a rough life with Hamas. If the Palestinian Authority does not complete the reforms that I laid out in my vision for peace in 2020, they'll have only themselves to blame. We're giving them an amazing footprint, and they have amazing support from the leaders of the Arab world and the Muslim world, the great leaders. These are great leaders. These are unbelievable leaders that have built great countries and very wealthy countries.
I absolutely agree with President Trump. Look, I love the Palestinian people. I pray for the Palestinian people. I want the best for them. The first thing they need is to be liberated from Hamas, right? From this tyranny of Hamas, this tyranny of terror, okay? And then they need to take responsibility. They do. That's not wrong to say. It's speaking the truth, and I hope that I'm speaking it in love. But there's no way. The Palestinians either have to leave and go live in some other country where they'll be well governed, or they need to start taking responsibility for their own affairs and work with Israel and work with the international community, the other Arab countries, to form a government that's moderate, that's peaceful, that's not fomenting horror, terror, evil, anti-Semitism, anti-Israelism in the mosque, in the media, and in the schools and in the streets, okay? This is critical. And I'm very grateful that President Trump said it. I want to be clear about something. People have been saying for a year and a half, Netanyahu, what's your day after plan? What's your day after plan? What's your day after plan? Yeah, you're fighting the war, but what's your day after plan? What's your day after plan? I think Netanyahu has been absolutely right not to lay out a day after plan. Why? Because it's going to be shot down immediately by the Arab world, by the Palestinians, certainly by Hamas, probably by Europe too, right? So Netanyahu didn't lay out a day after plan. Instead, as we got close to fully defeating Hamas in Gaza, Netanyahu and Trump worked together behind the scenes to come up with a day after plan, a peace plan that will be an American plan, that be led and championed by President Trump, not by Netanyahu, because Trump has credibility on the world stage with the Arab world, with Europe and elsewhere, and frankly, Netanyahu doesn't. And so this is the plan. And Trump is right. If this thing works as written, this is going to be Bibi's shining moment. He's not only already defeated Iran with Trump at his side and crushed Hezbollah and neutralized their threat in Lebanon and nearly defeated Hamas. This will be the full defeat of Hamas if it happens. And if it doesn't happen, if Hamas really blows this thing up, literally or figuratively, then Trump is going to back Bibi finishing the job militarily. Now, let's quickly take a look at what Netanyahu said in response.
As you've told me, Mr. President, and you've told the world many, many times, you said, remember October 7th. Remember October 7th. And we do. We will never forget the horrors of October 7th, and we will do whatever is necessary to make sure they don't happen again. Since October 7th, Israel's enemies have learned a hard truth. Those who attack us pay a heavy price, but those who partner with us advance progress and security for their peoples. President Trump just said it. It's also in the Bible. It says, those who will bless you will be blessed, and those who will curse you will be cursed. And that's actually what is happening. We want the blessings. I think we've done a lot in the past 2 years to end the curse. We're not finished, but we've done a lot. And we've done a lot together to end the curse.
I love that message by Prime Minister Netanyahu, and I think it resonates with almost every Israeli. Look, we will always remember October 7th. We're never going to let it happen again. And I love that Netanyahu actually quotes the Bible, that he quotes the first book of the Bible. He quotes the book of Genesis, and he specifically quotes the Abrahamic covenant, Genesis chapter 12, verse 3, where God says of Israel and the Jewish people, those who bless you, I will bless, and those who curse you, I will curse. This is what Trump is doing. He wants to bless Israel, and he wants the blessing in return. And he wants other countries to make peace with Israel, including the Saudis, including Indonesia and others. He wants them to bless Israel, not curse Israel. And Trump is standing with him. And here's Netanyahu actually saying it. Very few world leaders will quote the Bible when they're talking about war and rumors of war and peace negotiations. But there's Bibi. Now, I'm not saying he does everything right. I'm saying he's right on this.
I think we should understand that we're giving everybody a chance to have this done peacefully, something that will achieve all our war objectives without any further bloodshed. But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way, but it will be done.
If Hamas blows this thing, if they do not accept it, or they try to blow it up, or they cheat, whatever, then Israel is gonna finish the job. And he says we're gonna do it alone, but Trump has already said numerous times, including in that press conference and since, that Trump will stand with Israel. That we could, and basically Bibi says we can do it the hard way, we can do it the easy way. We prefer the easy way, but this will be done. Hamas will be vanquished, and that's it. Peace will come to Gaza. Let's pray that that is true, that that's exactly what happens.